All right, so this time I want you to ask the user if they want to enter a test grid. And if they do want to enter test grid, so that you're going to loop until what then? I'm sorry, somebody said it what? Till a no, or while the answer is yes. So this time, rather than using a sentinel, it looks like a sentinel loop a little bit. This time you're going to enter test scores, ask the user if they want to enter test scores, and find me the average test score. Okay? Okay, so don't panic. What's step 2? Right? What's step 2? You're asking the user if they want to enter test scores. You know, they're going to answer yes or no each time. You're going to then need to enter the test score and compute the average. Don't worry about the whole problem. Take step 2 first. Sort of. It's a little bit different, though. Everybody better have this on their page. Okay? All right, and then what? Now we need the control statement. So we're going to loop while what? Not test score this time. Well, answer equals yes. Now it's a little easier if rather than using a string yes, if we use a character. So that would be ans equals what? And I might want to make this, you might also want to allow, because obviously. Okay, so everybody's got this on their page. So now, how do you start this loop? Don't tell me. I want everybody to do this. How do you start this loop? Looking at the condition, how do you start this loop? Okay, good. Good. Okay, so now inside the loop, you do need to read the score because they just said yes. Okay? Now just see an ant. That's fine. Good. Now read in the score. Okay, so this is a little different. So this time we're going to say and then what should I see in? Ants, because that's what okay, so now I don't have the test score. What's the first thing I'm going to have to do inside the loop? Because they said they were going to enter one. Okay, and then what do I need to do in order to find the average? Don't tell me, do it. This is all inside the action step. Test score, So what steps do I need? Yeah, Krista? Okay, wait a minute. Do you want to enter? Enter, and that's yes. Enter a test score. Okay, you don't need another, no, you don't need another loop here because they're doing it yes, no. It just, every single time we're going to say, do you want to enter a score? They say yes, we get the score. So you don't need a nested loop in this case. You could, I guess. Well, I'm doing that up here. I'm good. If they say yes, I'm entering the loop. Okay? So now what do I need if I want to do the average? Well, I can't average yet. What do I need to do every time through the loop? Counter. What else? Total. And what do we call a total? Well, it's an accumulator. We can call it whatever we want, but it's an accumulator. So I add the test score. I count the test score. So that's all I need to do inside my action step. And then what's my restart step? Ask them if I want to enter a test score again. I know what? I declare everything. So that I do down here. So the average gets computed at the end. And I make sure that it wasn't 0. Could it be 0? Could the count be 0? Yes, if what? If what? And how would they do that? By saying no the very first time. Okay? Okay. I don't feel real warm and fuzzy about this, but you're going to have to try the homework and practice and ask, see what it is you need me to help you with. We've done a lot of practice. They all have these 4 steps. The sentinel is similar to this loop. This is like a sentinel. It's just it has a yes/no as an ending condition. And you have to ask for the test each time through. Question? So I would call this a sentinel-like loop because yes is sort of the sentinel, the value, but it's not a traditional sentinel. But it's just it's sort of a generic while loop. But it's closest to the sentinel because you're stopping on some ending condition. You have some ending condition, some ending value, I think. Okay, so let's say this time that you want to read in 10 test scores. So this tells you what kind of while loop can I use. Well, a for loop is not a while loop. We can use a for loop, but let's first of all, what kind of while loop would I use if I want to read in 10 test scores? A counted while loop. A counted while loop. So in this case, this condition changes to what? And then in this case, I don't ask, I just start at count at 0, which I've already done. And then I ask for the test score, I count it, I total it, and that's basically would be it for that loop. Well, I could do this using a for loop as well. I just want to show you, guys, we need to look at how to use a while loop for counting, okay? So this is what it looks like. I'm going to move the count step down here. I want to show you the 4 steps again, okay? So when you're going to use any while loop, you always start with the test condition. So if I'm going to do something 10 times, my loop condition is going to be while count is less than 10. Does that make sense? Once I've got that loop condition, it should make the first step easy. Because if I'm going to go to 10, where do I want to start? 0, okay? Now, my action is basically getting the test and totaling it and counting it, but this is also my restart step. This is what gets me to the next count.